ThoughtRiver automates the review of contracts. Many years ago, we observed a major problem that lawyers have with prioritising their time. And the reason for this is that if you're a lawyer, everything is potentially important. And so they have a real problem with prioritising and compressing any type of work they do in substance. So in contract, actually the paradox is you don't know whether you need to read a contract without reading it. And so what we went ahead to try to address this problem was build a platform which automatically does an initial assessment of contracts. So what the output of the platform is something akin to a junior lawyer review. So if you imagine an assessment that basically tells you, the lawyer, whether or not this contract is one that is likely to require your time or not. So there are two key drivers which are changing the relationship between corporate clients and law firms. The first is basic economics. For many years now, GCs have been facing a squeeze on their finances. They have to get more for less. The second is regulatory complexity, which has been growing year on year for those same GC. So essentially, GCs need to shift investment and resources away from the day-to-day work and towards dealing with regulation where they need legal expertise. But the problem is they're drowning in that day-to-day work. So for law firms, their task is to remain relevant to those corporate clients in those areas of contract by using innovation and evolving how corporates can effectively deal with contracts without necessarily having human beings looking at every single one of them. The benefits of AI are firstly that you can do more with less. So given a set of hundreds of contracts and a complex legal question with complex risk analysis behind it, our system can do that sometimes in minutes. If you were to try to do the same exercise using people, it would take you many days. So a couple of examples of AI and a system like ours being used in practice is firstly answering complex regulatory questions given a large lump of documents where to do that manually would take several days if not weeks, and we can do that in minutes. The second area is in day-to-day triage. So our system has been designed to sit there and triage contract work coming into legal departments. So our system will take a given contract, interpret it, put a risk analysis on it, and therefore enable that output to be used to allocate work and prioritise work. Yeah, so ThoughtRiver's machine learning works in contract reviews in a very simple way. A user uploads a contract to our platform. Our platform uses machine learning and natural language processing to interpret its contents, and then given the interpretation, it applies risk policies based on that corporate's risk policies in order to produce an overall risk analysis. All automated contract review solutions are not the same, and that's certainly true with us. What sits underneath our solution is Fadden, our contextual interpretation engine. We've spent 2 years researching contract interpretation in order to generate the brain behind our solution. What this is about is progress. It's about enabling your lawyers and your legal professionals to be able to do less of the mundane stuff and to be able to add more value. These tools to simply make the lawyer more valuable and enable the lawyer to focus on really what lawyers should be focusing on, which is applying their highly trained legal judgment to complex issues. AI gives you that time and that space.